Overdue Adam asks, for the Q&A, who would you vote for, and what do you do for a career, and keep up the good work? First of all, Overdue Adam, thank you for the nice comment and the question. I don't want to specifically go into who I'm voting for. That being said, though, let's take a look at the current political climate, and bear in mind that I made a video where I rode around with an AR-15 on my motorcycle. I think that kind of self-explains and answers the question. For the second part, what do I do for a career? Well, I've done a little bit of everything. I've done a little bit of this.
Hello, Peter.
My primary career used to be this.
Absolute rubbish, laddie. Get on with your work. Repeat after me.
And now, I kind of do something like this.
Frank, what about you? What makes you angry?
Fat people. They walk slowly in the middle of the hallway. They're always sweating, farting, funking up the dorm. Takes them an hour for them to drop fat anaconda shits while I'm face to face with them trying to wash my face or brush my motherfucking teeth.
That's a lot of F words in there, Frank.
And your mom's.
I'm sorry I can't give you a straight up answer, but I am actually a state employee. I don't want to put my neck out there too far. Jake Booth asks, do great videos, man. I've watched all but like 3 or 4. Well, what the fuck, man? Go watch the other 3 or 4, man. What the fuck's wrong with you? Always checking your channel to see new stuff. I guess I would ask, what's an average day for you, and how often are you actually on your bike? Average day for me is probably pretty much average day, just like anybody else's. You know, I go to work, I come home, I spend time with my family. I fucking bust my ass 5 days a week, get my 2 days off. I eat, shit, sleep, and fuck just like the rest of us, man. How often do I actually ride my bike? I put in the most ass time on my days off, because that's really whenever I get a chance to just kind of cruise around finally. But otherwise, typically in a week, I'll ride my bike 4 or 5 times a week. Caleb Goodfellow asks, what was your favorite bike you had? And what is your dream bike? This bike right here is my most favorite bike I've ever had. I absolutely love this thing. My dream bike, I would probably have to go with like a 2016 R1M or a BMW S1000R. I do also really love the Ducati X Diavolo. I would definitely say that's probably one of my dream bikes as well. Craylo White, that's a fucking mouthful. How do you feel about motorcycle clubs? 1% or law-abiding, and would you ever join one? I think a lot of motorcycle clubs do really good work. Mexico Riders Organization, they do a lot of good work. They run a lot of charities. I think most motorcycle groups do really good things for the community. They pitch in a lot. I definitely, I think that's a good thing. Now, that being said, would I ever join one? It kind of depends on which one. There's some in Albuquerque that I probably wouldn't join. I kind of don't like the feeling of being beholden to anything other than myself. That's kind of hard to say. It really depends on the group. I'd have to look into it. Frank TV asks, what's your body count? I don't know. Maybe you should fucking ask Hillary Clinton that.
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street. Under the sun.
If you had a chance to participate in the Ride of the Century, would you? Why or why not? So the Ride of the Century is a huge motorcycle ride. I want to say it happens in like fucking Atlanta or Texas or something like that. Massive ride. of stunters and things like that. Shit always gets crazy. Cops are always all over the fucking place. People always get arrested. Bikes get impounded. I'm pretty sure every year some number of people fucking die as well. I'm not a huge fan, honestly, of big group rides because shit like that fucking happens. It kind of turns into a dick measuring contest and a fuck the police fucking Black Lives Matter protest. And it just always seems to kind of go to shit. The ride of the century, definitely not. Other smaller rides, definitely yes. John Hughes asks, what's the craziest road rager you have ever dealt with? There was an instance some years back in my car, though, where these guys cut me off on pulling into a parking lot. They have their music fucking blaring all loud with their windows down, and I just looked at them as they crossed right by my window, and just the words just kind of instinctively rolled off of my tongue, and I said, fags. They fucking followed me. They were tailgating me. They were swerving, fucking trying to pull up next to me and throw shit at my fucking car. And what I did was I punched it and I popped open my moonroof. I keep these things called caltrops in my center console. And what they essentially are is these little fucking three-sided spikes. And I chucked those shits out my fucking moonroof, and sure enough, they ran right over them. Now, it wasn't some Hollywood Michael Bay shit where their fucking tires exploded and they fucking went spinning out or anything like that. But as I was leaving them, within about 3 minutes, I noticed they started slowing down and slowing down and slowing down and slowing down and falling back until eventually I could not see them in my rear view anymore. And so I got the utmost confidence in those little fucking tire spikes now. I still keep those shits in my car in case I ever need them. Because, you know, whenever somebody's road raging and fucking trying to run you off the road, fuck them. They got what they fucking deserved. Vance Patrick Heflin says, you the best. Not a question, but I just want to include it because fucking thank you, dude. You the best. You the real MVP. Congrats. What do you love about bikes? I fucking love everything, man. You want to know what I really fucking love? I love this. Yeah! Ian Barry says, if you could pick any animal as a pet, what would you pick? I'd probably go with the human centipede.
Oh no! Feel sick!
Foster Jones asks, what is the most powerful bike you have ever ridden and how fast did you go? This is actually the most powerful bike I've ever ridden. I've never been on a 1000cc before. Indicated on my speedometer, the fastest I've ever gone was 160 miles per hour. Carlos Montenegro asks, do you smoke weed? Nice try, Mr. Officer. Not falling for that shit. Anzel, LL Anzel, I don't know how the fuck to say that, I'm sorry, asks, how long do you plan on sticking with your Kawasaki? Honestly, probably until this fucking bitch is dead or fucking smashed. I would love to upgrade to different bikes, but at this point I just don't totally have a need to. I'm really interested in like a ZX10R or something like that, and I think it's doable within my budget. But I just kind of don't want to go through the hassle of having to get rid of a bike and then pulling funds together to get the new bike, and then you got to do mods and all that shit. I just don't really have a need to upgrade at the moment. I'm going to probably be sticking with this thing for a while to come. Sorry if that disappoints you. Bruce Cumby, he asks, congrats on 5K. My question is, what's your favorite color / color for a bike and why? Obviously I really like the black and the red. I think it's an excellent mix, just mwah, supreme. That being said, it's kind of not my favorite. My honest, really favorite colors are blue and white. I would love to have like a blue like R1 with some like white rims. I think that looks so damn good and clean. I would say that's probably my favorite. I don't know why, it's just my taste. Chandler Burt says, what year is your 636 and what temp does it normally run at? Congrats on 5K. This bike is actually not a 636. It's a Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R, yes, but it's an 08. In 07 and 08, they made 599s instead of 636s. If I'm moving, like right now, the bike's hovering around 190. It's a semi-cool day, probably about 60 degrees out right now, and it's running real good. On a hot day, and depending on how bad traffic is that I get stuck in, it'll get up to 220 fairly quickly, actually, and at that point, you're just kind of fucking roasting. Insanity asks, what will your next bike be? That's a hard question to answer. Like I've already said about my dream bikes and things like that, I'm really not super loyal to brand. I wouldn't be against like a Gixxer 750. That's kind of what I'm most interested in, honestly. I'm not entirely sure if I just want to go ahead and make the jump up to a 1000. I kind of like the idea of a 750, honestly. I'm also very, very interested in the FZ09. I would be totally down for a ZX10R and R1. Honestly, it depends on how much cash I would have in my pocket and what's available at the time. That's going to be my next bike. Tactical Spirit says, buy me a pizza, please. Fuck you, get your own goddamn pizza. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. EG Trick says, what was your first bike? First bike I ever owned was a 2009 Yamaha FZ6R. It's a detuned R6 engine. It only makes about 70 horsepower, but I mean, it was fucking plenty enough, man. It's a bigger bike. It's really comfortable. It's got a decent amount of power for a beginner. I'll roll in a picture here. But yeah, that was my first bike. I absolutely fucking loved that thing, man. Citizens Auto says, why do most moto vloggers sound so similar? Like, seriously, you sound just like Baker X Derek. I don't fucking think I sound like any other motor vloggers, and I've heard you guys comment this before. I don't fucking know. Maybe it's just a certain voice or the personality, you know. Like you kind of need that certain voice to be able to do like the movie commercials and shit like that. I don't think I sound that much like Baker X Derek, but for you guys' sake, we're gonna do a little comparison right here. So let's give a yeah. You guys decide. What bikes do you recommend for a first-time rider? Asked by Chalonga Nonga Go? What the? This fucking question's been beaten to fucking death. I don't fucking know what's a good bike for a beginner. I have my opinions. I have my recommendations, just like every other buttfucker on YouTube. Get what you fucking want. Pray to God you don't fucking wreck it. The Rush 2049 says, question, how deep is your pussy? Just kidding. No, really. Probably about as deep as your father's asshole.
Got him! I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street.
Brenna K asks, your opinion on smaller CC bikes. People have told me they are not for adults. I want a Ninja 250, but do you agree? Well, let's think of it like this. How the fuck is a Ninja 250 not for an adult? You have to have a fucking license to get it. Of course it's for a fucking adult. Little 50cc bikes are not for adults. Those are for kids. A Ninja 250 is plenty big, plenty stylized, and perfectly fucking fine for a beginner as an adult. Honestly, it would have been perfectly fucking fine for me as a big fat fucking adult. Don't listen to what anybody has to fucking say about what bike you get. You get what you want, and you get what you feel safe and secure on, and that you're going to enjoy. That right there is the bottom line. Fuck everybody else.
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street.